So we're now going to cover a feature on your Express console called subroutines. And what a subroutine is, it's a type of queue that takes us beyond what we talked about before in the basic sessions where you're looking at running a queue sequentially in your queue list by hitting the go button, or taking it beyond just a simple chase effect. A subroutine allows you to loop a series of existing queues automatically within one queue. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a subroutine. Now for our purposes, I've already created 4 queues that I want to loop. They're queues 101, 102, 103, and 104. I'm going to make a new queue 1 that makes those queues kind of run in a sequence. And that's done in blind, similar to the way we did an effect in your queue. So I'm going to go into blind. I'm going to pick queue number 1 and hit type. And type number 4 is a subroutine. This will open up a display similar to what is in the effect display, but you can see the columns are a little bit different. And what we're being asked to do is similar to an effect, is say select our step number. So I'm going to start with step number 1. Now you can see that the information being asked for in the subroutine is a queue number. Now remember, I already had 4 queues built just for our purposes here. So and that first queue that I want to have play back in my subroutine will be queue 101. Now I can use my down arrow to create new steps. I can hit the down arrow, and now it's asking me for another queue number, 102. Queue number 3, it's still, each time I have to type in what queue number I want. So what I now have here is basically a list of commands that the subroutine is going to do. It's going to be queue a number. It's going to crossfade to 100% of its completion in 5 seconds. Now I haven't saved it yet because of course my not recorded, so I'm going to hit record, enter. And now this is a new queue 1 that actually runs these 4 queues in sequence, and I'm going to show you how that runs. So I'm going to go back to stage, I'm going to hit queue 1, go, and you'll see right away that we have some levels changing. That queue number 1 is type SR subroutine, and here in my playback status I can see that we're just literally running through the queues in order that I put them in the subroutine. This is in effect the same thing as hitting go and stepping through those 4 queues. So a subroutine gives you the ability to take existing queues and run them in order automatically in one queue. And because subroutines use existing queues, it's a good idea to put those queues at numbers that are outside of your normal show. So if your show has 150 queues in it, you start at 1 and 150 is the last queue, put your subroutines, the queues that you'll be using in your subroutines up, say, in the 500s. That way you're not conflicting with the queue numbers. So that is how you create and run a subroutine on your Express console.